to Design or Design. My name is Maria and this channel is all about fashion, trends, style, etc. Today's video, part of my fall winter 2024-2025 trend reports. This time we're going to be talking about prints. First of all, I just really wanted to say thank you to all of the birthday wishes and to so many comments that were excited for me coming back with the new trends. That just makes me want to work even harder. So without any further ado, let's get into the prints. First we have florals. For fall, yes, they're a classic print that we can't really go without. However, there were definitely less florals on the runways than usual. Well, I guess it is fall winter, but they were mainly in those new color schemes that I was talking about in a previous video where I was talking about the trendy colors for fall winter. But however, they're still here and they're here in different ways. Some are more muted and kind of all over, while others would just have maybe like a flower or a more of an abstract floral like here. I really loved how Loewe did it, kind of taking that granny print and making it way more modern with the silhouettes that they were created. Zimmermann, of course, florals are their main go-to. I haven't seen a Zimmermann collection without one. Marine Cerise, this, oh my gosh, that, yes, please. I would like some more of that. Another Carolina Herrera, another staple for them is the floral Marni with those almost like sticker type. I wonder what is the texture of that. In Louis Vuitton of men's fashion show, we have the Western theme, more of a boho vibes. We also see similar florals in other shows as well as part of the embroidery. Yes, I know embroidery isn't the same as prints, but we do have print for cheaper production. And on another note, from the florals, we have more of the interesting fruits and vegetables and berries as part of the prints. So instead of the florals, we see those. It's quite refreshing, quite new. Balmain had many of these looks on the runways, and I just love how sometimes the print wasn't really quite a print. It was actually embroidered with beads. Like, these are amazing works of art. I have no idea how they were managed to do it for ready-to-wear show. All right, next we have Filagree. So this is basically those ornate kind of wallpaper of florals, I guess, that don't really look like flowers at times, but we have them on quite a lot of shows. Right now we're looking at Etro. We have that like in suede. We have it in more of a flush one, printed on silk, and so many others. We also see this print being on a metallic sheen. So these were probably woven in order to appear like that, with the prints having that metallic shine. Here in Dolce Gabbana, this was more of a lace, but you can still see that the other designers too have this metallic shine to them. Ali Saab having some velvet dresses with those patterns involved, and Etro having just a full-on gold print on their outerwear. Next one we're going to be talking about are more artistic prints that we've seen for a while now, and these could range anywhere from really abstract pieces of art, maybe it's a dyed silk material, maybe it's more of a heavier medium painted over, making it a little bit of a texture on here. We also see this kind of a messy paint in Dior, as well as more like little sketches of cities. Here there's New York. Fendi has a sculpt situation happening. J.W. Anderson always with really interesting drawings. We have a cat, we have scenery from behind the wheel, a few ladies on here. Zimmermann, more of this very watercolor-esque scenery of little like animals and towns and florals as well. Undercover, a little bit more abstract, so I have no idea what's depicted on these. We also see little snails here, and more abstract in Dion Lee. Loewe had really cool drawings like of a bird sitting on a tree, of this really ugly dog, Moschino, a little bit of a tie action here. I really enjoyed the Mugler ones. They really fit my personal aesthetic at this time. I really would love to wear this. Bottega Veneta, we have a messy sketchbook of some sort, as well as a really cool color pulling in others, Dres van Noten, also having those scribbles all over. I feel like this is a really cool design, and I am definitely more gravitated to these kinds of prints at this time, where they're a little bit more abstract, where it's like more of like color splashes all over rather than anything else. All right, next one we're going to be talking about, yes, kind of artsy, but I guess not really, and we're talking about the graphics. So when I talk about the graphics, I mean like lettering, maybe it's like a printed picture, so something that computer would reproduce. Like for instance, here in Rick Owens we have a metallic sign, right? Here in Diesel we have prints on prints, or like a old graphic tee with more texturized prints on there. We also see like little images on here. I would also consider Logomania as part of this, having the logo types of printed all over. Here in Marine Street we have a garment made of a few different logos on the gown. We also see this in Maison Margiela with quite a few of these looks. Of course, Moschino, we have several of those t-shirts happening. So if we're thinking about how would this relate to our everyday wear, I would argue that you could pull out graphic tees, just having interesting details, not ribbons or anything, but something printed on garments instead. Like in Dior here, we have tights with words on it. Once again, the logos with the GGs on Gucci. We also see this in Louis Vuitton. Well, let's continue on to camo, or maybe like a distress trend as well. We don't see it as much as before, but we still see a few shows that do it. Right now we're looking at Louis Vuitton, where they are continuing the trend with those little squares as camo. I really like that idea. Givenchy here pairing the camo pants, and Maison Margiela here with more of a distracted prints. One thing that I wanted to discuss with you guys is the Roberto Cavalli show, where they usually really like to use animal prints, and this time around there were none. The entire prints of that show was basically slabs of rocks, of like marble, of precious. It's a really cool idea and I really like it, and I would personally definitely wear this, and I feel like it's more like a camo as well. Maybe you're gonna be lying somewhere on a marble floor and and trying to hide there as well. And there were so many different colors that were part of this, more like really natural. So sometimes there were like greens and browns, but anyways, yes, one of my favorite ones so far. Next one, we're going to be talking about one of the top trends for prints, and that's animal print. Starting strong with the leopard print, we see it in so many different shows, and this was considered one of the top 5 trends by Tag Walk. This is basically a fashion search engine thing where they go through all of the runways and actually do of all the outfits and what they had on there, which is a pretty cool thing. What I do, but more of AI probably does that. Anyways, so we see this animal print on so many shows. A part of the prints, it was like 37% of them were leopard prints, and we see it going from anywhere from outerwear to like gowns and blouses. Really like this. I know that it might have been a little bit overdue, a little bit in the skirt department. Now check out those tights. We're, I guess, moving on from the red tights and into the leopard tights situation, which is pretty cool on itself. We also see them being like the color of a jacket or just straight up pants. We're here for it. Another animal print that was quite popular were the reptile print, like the snake print or like a croc print, mostly snake print. And this one was 18% of all of the prints as discussed by Tag Walk. We see mostly bottoms in this print, but we also see accessories such as ties and bags, of course. We also see this in the outerwear as well as the dresses and etc. I quite like it. I have a few items in this print, so I'm gonna be definitely wearing them. I also have shoes, so that's great. And we also have that in texture, more like seeing this on Tom Ford, more like a croc, but there's no color, there's texture. Jacquemus, on the other hand, was more into the zebra print, and the zebra was about 15%. But honestly, I could only find it in Jacquemus' show. I'm not sure where they got the rest of the percentages. Anyways, let's discuss the polka dot. It is quite a classical pattern, very ladylike, and that is one of the trends that will be coming forward. Maybe coming off a little bit from that mob wife aesthetic as well, but we still see it. It is not quite as popular, but definitely if you're a fan of it, you should keep wearing it. And it doesn't have to be like a perfect polka dot. It can be like more dispersed. It can come in different colors. I guess black and white is the most classic. But let's move on to stripes. So this is more of a geometrical kind of a print. Usually I try to stay away from anything that is horizontal just because I do want to appear a little bit taller than I am. And there are plenty of examples that you can be taking inspiration from here. We do see a lot of pinstriped blazers, trousers. We love this. We also see more of a wider stripe as well. So it is just completely up to you. Of course, you can even use this to even out your body proportions. If you do go for that horizontal print, then go for the smaller body proportion or whichever one you want to make larger or highlighted. I really like the Missoni stripes. That was the only print that they used, was the stripes. They really went into those popular colors that are trending at the moment and used stripes from head to toe to lengthen the models, and I think that this stripe would fit a lot of different body types. I love the Moschino print. Yes, it is a stripe, but it also suspenders. More stripes in off-white. Really like this bright combination. We also see much thicker stripes, more of that rugby jerseys that were popular in the previous season. And we have Jacquemus, kind of like zebra print, but more straight, I guess. Anyways, some of the stripes were even sewn together in leather to create these jackets, like in Gucci, both men's and women's show, as well as Louis Vuitton show. But let's move on to yet another very popular print of this season, and that is plaid. And I would argue that is the most popular one. And I feel like it's really classic too, so I can't really say anything. Once again, the Tag Walk named it a part of top 5 trends for fall winter. I really like it. It's classic. You can't go wrong with this. If you do end up buying it, it's not going to be non-trendy because it's classical. I really like how they were combined, how they were used in all of the garments. Sometimes it was just an accent on a shirt, maybe like around their waistline. Sometimes it was just a layering piece. I feel like these are really nice statement pieces as well, depending on the colors. Really, the outerwear and Kenzo, as well as their suits. I used to have a plaid suit, but then I grew out of the pants, so now I'm like I can only fit into the blazer. It is a sad day, but I'm thinking of making something out of the pants. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, we see plaids all over, like first layers, second layers, third layers, outer layers as well. And there's no particular plaid that is in question. There are so many diverse ones, like little pin ones, or more of a thicker ones, or more like a gingham print, or argyle print. So just go wild. And once again, Balmain and their beaded prints, like those are insane. Oh my gosh. Burberry, of course, Burberry is gonna have them. That's their signature and it's just part of their brand DNA. We also see this in Carolina Herrera, Dres Van Noten, even mixing plaids together. Versace also dipped into this, having these deep red and black plaid as well as brown. We also see gray in Fendi and Prada. Louis Vuitton for men's had really bright ones that were a little bit more cowboy, lumberjack inspired maybe. And finally, I just wanted to discuss that how some of them were mixed together. Yes, of course, you can wear a print on its own and it being a little bit of a statement, but you can elevate your outfit by mixing the prints together. And this is how they were done on the runways. We see different prints sometimes, like organic and inorganic prints mixed together. Here in Diesel, we see the floral and the animal being like almost merged together. We have this in Erdem as well, more of a houndstooth over top the floral print. I really like these ones. They're quite unique. Here we have the stripes over the floral ones, just the combination of multiple pieces layering, like here in Givenchy, Isabelle Marant as well. Marine Cerise had more of a single piece made out of many different patchwork of prints. Versace, once again, having that leopard print, but their scarf prints as well, like Filagree as well on top. Roberto Cavalli having these rock prints paired with a scarf print, and we have a bunch of Anna Sui and just mixing like crazy, but keeping it all in the same color family, like browns with browns, or grays with grays, black and whites with black and whites. If you're not as confident in wearing prints, then make sure to check out my video of how to start wearing prints, and it can help you out if you're just starting or maybe you want to advance to the next level. Anyways, you guys, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate you staying to the end. Make sure to check out my Instagram page where I try to take these inspirations from the runway and put it into my everyday wear. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. It helps me out a lot. Please leave me a comment, as this does boost the algorithm for the video to be shown to other people, and I really appreciate, and I hope to see you again soon. But other than that, have a great day and stay classy. Bye.